I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And because you're on the phone, I'm going to do a roll call to see who's all here. Travis?
Here.
Gina?
Here.
Deb?
Here.
Sandra?
Here.
All board members, myself, are here and present. I need a motion to, we're going to have we will have at the end a executive session for staff. That's not listed on here, but there will be a personnel executive session. There were 2 requests. With that, I need a motion to adopt the agenda. Moved by Sandra, second. Second by Gina. All those in favor, I have to do roll call. Travis?
Yes.
Gina?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes.
Sandra?
Yes.
Melissa? Yes. All in favor. Approve the minutes. Is there a motion? Moved by Deb. Second. Gina?
Second.
Roll call vote. Travis?
Yes.
Gina?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes.
Sandra?
Yes.
Melissa? Yes. All in favor? Right now, did we have public presentation to the board? Do we have any?
Couldn't visit with you today.
Nothing? The only thing I got tonight was I received a letter from a parent, Randy Young. She couldn't be here tonight. And in her letter, she asks us to reconsider our previous decision to remove the fence after what happened last week. So I don't know if you want to add that to a work night discussion or leave it as is.
Why don't we put it as a work session?
Okay,
I agree.
so you can see
Because
the,
they're all entities sitting at the table.
okay, we can do that. There's nobody, oh, Mr. Smalley.
That night that you do have that session, I'd like to be present.
Okay,
So I'd like to present something to you also at the same time. So
okay. Mr. Smalley has asked to be present at that session too. Well, you can take Trump's place, we would let you. Okay? There's going forward, superintendent's report.
I'll just let the board know that Chad and I are going to the BIA superintendent's office Wednesday morning. We may have to drop a new lease. Scott Herman notified us, and we're also going to talk about the demolition of the building that's there. Moving forward with that. I know they've been working on a resolution for that, so that they're moving fast at the tribal level for us. We're going to have an admin meeting this Wednesday, kind of an update on our accountability system that we're responsible for school improvement. I did send a short survey to the board who asked about what feedback on board liaisons. I sent that to them today to get some feedback. We're going to also talk about teacher recruitment, things that we can do for that. We have a slew of administrators going to USD on Friday for their teacher recruitment fair. We currently can offer, we have open now, right away, 14 certified positions if we can find some people. So we are worried about that for next year. Our curriculum math review committee team is working, meeting, and a lot of the materials have come in. They are downstairs. The board is welcome to look at that at any time that we'll be reviewing. And the last thing I have is the District Improvement Council meets again this Wednesday at 5 o'clock here.
Okay, yeah, I got that written down. Does anybody have questions for the superintendent?
No.
Okay. I guess at this time, does the board have anything? I missed you in public presentations. Nothing?
Nothing for me.
The only thing I have is I had Representative Dillon and Mr. Reynolds, Dion Reynolds, come and visit me last week, and they're gonna work with Chad to see about possible busing solution for the Boys and Girls Club. And I referred them to Chad to work something out. So that might be forthcoming. That might be something we need to add to work session too. Busing.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Before we move on.
I would suggest we move it to the work session.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, they had some really good ideas that were, I thought, worth looking into. So, we're going to,
Before we move on.
before we move on, I think,
What's Hawkeye need to say?
did you, Hawkeye, did you have something for the board this evening?
Well, yeah, I was kind of asked to come about the incident that happened, so I wanted to address it with the board, from the board's perspective on it.
Right, oh, let me turn that. I'm just gonna unplug that.
So is that fine too?
Yeah, that's fine. We had superintendent's report, and we started right on time, so we know there are a lot of people who missed the public presentation part.
Well, I'm only going to speak from Rosebud Sioux Tribe Law Enforcement, because we responded to the incident with the lady and the children and the students outside. I mean, to me, there's some agencies that need to start fulfilling their obligations to, one, the district, and one, to jurisdictional. The ladies and I, we've come to that conclusion. I guess my question, what the school's question should be is, where's the Todd County Sheriff involved in this? Second of all is the city of Mission, the chief is a employee of the district on school time, but he has other officers that he can call by cell phone who can respond to this. What was asked of us, we could not do, you know, I mean, some people may not like to hear it the way it is, but there was a lady out there speaking her mind. She was basically freedom of speech, freedom of religion. Sure, some of it may have been a little bit offensive, but today I talked to her, and it was totally opposite. Jesus was bad. The way of life was a spirituality to the Native Americans, and she believed in Chief Crow Dog and all this stuff, and somebody's putting bad medicine. So we do have some issues there. And I think that to keep the children safe and make sure everything's safe here, I think somebody needs to contact the Todd County Sheriff, the City of Mission, because I already wrote him a letter, but I'm talking about from the school saying we need to address this issue here. If she needs to go someplace to seek some outside help, whatever, then so be it.
Is she still here, Hawkeye? Because
Yeah,
I
well-
thought she had left the area.
I just talked to her today. She just walked up to me today and started talking to me.
Oh,
I got it
great.
recorded talking today, so totally night and day from what she was preaching outside versus what she was saying today. So, you know, I mean, to me, that's a safety issue with the school. Serious safety issue.
I'm in agreement. Is there somebody, Dr. Whitney, can you contact the sheriff and the city police and have them? Because am I correct that it wasn't legal for her to tape our students?
No, people can take people anytime they want.
Even
She was
though they
on a-
were minor students?
She's on a street, she's on a
Yeah.
public street. That's a law enforcement, issue, and that's a civil issue between that child's parent and this individual. That's between them.
Okay.
If she felt that she should not have been recording their child, then that parent needs to address that.
And you don't have to answer this because it might put you in a bad situation. Do you feel she's dangerous?
Do I feel she's dangerous?
could she be dangerous?
Apparently she knows Norwegian karate, and she's at the highest level of Norwegian karate, and she's not afraid to use it. You know, you can take that for what it's worth, you know, I mean, all I'm saying is I think it's a responsibility, one of us, so I notified the sheriff, I notified the city, and I think the school should notify them for the safety of the children, that, you know, something.
Is there something the tribe could do to ask her to leave reservation boundaries?
Ask her to leave?
Yeah.
Well, we can ask her to leave, but I mean, it's gotta be initiated from somebody.
Okay.
Somebody's gotta like make a formal complaint. People can complain and complain and complain all they want that she offended me by what she said. That's not a complaint. What is she doing that is a danger? What is she doing, actually doing, that is a danger to the students, a danger to society? And to me, I raised enough red flags, I addressed a letter saying that Rosebud Law Enforcement is a primary law enforcement agency for where we are. But there's a jurisdictional issue here. That's where a sheriff and that's where the city comes involved, and they say, well, okay, this is ours, we're gonna take it. Not us doing damage control and trying to scoot her along, and when really she can stand there and scream all she wants to a point where the sheriff could arrest her for disorderly conduct, if he really wanted. Or so could the city, same thing, they could. But not us.
Can the school district file a restraining order on her to keep her
But-
within so many feet of our school?
But that's up to you guys. That's up to you guys to do. I mean, we don't give legal advice either, that's up to you guys to do. If you guys want to file for a restraining order, but there's boundaries here in Mission where only the city can go, but the Todd County Sheriff has no limit. Todd County is Todd County. So, you know, I mean,
Kevin, is security keeping a closer eye to make sure she's not
We've been
within
coming-
our boundaries?
After school, we've been coming out and making sure that the bridge is where I've been sitting there, or I've been sitting uptown and waiting. She hasn't been here. The sheriff's been uptown. I did have a discussion with the sheriff and with Barry in reference to this. And again, it's a civil issue. The parents need to initiate something. We can go with that, and the board itself, if you guys choose to, we can try and work on something with restraining order.
What do you feel, board? Gina, are you hearing any of this?
Yes, it's a little hard to hear, but I can hear most of it.
So what do you feel about the school district filing a restraining order against this lady? Does anybody have any thoughts?
I think you better talk to the attorney first.
Yep.
I mean, we would have to contact our attorney,
she
but
didn't cross
She
didn't
I
cross
think we
no
need
line.
to
wasn't violent.
Nope. Just
table this and talk to our attorney about it.
okay.
Freedom of religion.
Yeah,
We'll
if I could
discuss
speak
it,
quickly, I
yeah.
was the administrator in charge that day, and I want to commend, first of all, Hawkeye and his officers that did show up. They did an excellent job. I also want to commend the staff and the students that handled that situation that day. It was not one that is in a book that we can plan for. It's nothing that along those lines. But to be very true, everyone did a good job. The principals, Aries, over at Alternative, Mike Hammer, the security did a good job. Everyone was there trying to, and understanding when you deal with what I'm going to call mental illness at this point. When you deal with that, it's best to stay out of it and not try to amplify the situation by
Yep.
and keeping those students and staff safe. And that's what we need to emphasize in this situation. Things went well, and it's because of his officers that showed up. We did call other officers. I want that noted. We did call other officers. It was his officers that showed up on the scene and did a very good job of managing that situation. So from a positive standpoint, I think I need to let everyone know that that occurred.
But it is a safety issue. I didn't know, I just watched the video like everybody else did, probably on the computer. Of everything, how it unfolded and everything, and.
Well, she redid her YouTube video she has.
But that's not the name she
Yeah.
gave me.
Yeah.
The name that's on the YouTube deal is not the name she gave me. So, see, that's where red flags start going off. That's not the name she gave me, so, you know, and everything that I said today, that's why I made the calls and I sent out letters.
Thank you very much.
For that, this is a safety issue, regardless of, I mean, sure it is freedom of speech, whatever, but to me, it's beyond that. I mean, and, you know, and I talked to a few, but, you know, the fence, I'll tell you one thing, from the administration of law enforcement, we're a fan of the fence. Based on today's day and age right now, what's going on in society and all that, you know, this is a barrier that protects children. People can call it a prison, people can call it whatever they want to call it. But if my kid was going to school here, I would want a barrier protecting them before somebody like me got there to make sure that they were safe. Because we talked about all of this stuff. The hospital called us and wanted to know if we had a plan in place. BIA in our review asked us if we have a plan for an active shooter, all this kind of stuff. Todd County is a prime place because it has a barrier. When we did training here, we'd use the school to do it because it had a barrier around it. So I call it a barrier, it's a safety barrier. People can criticize me for saying it's a prison fence or whatever. To me, it keeps children safe. It keeps the checks and balances there of safety. You go to there's fences around schools. You can go into the inner city, you can go anywhere. Rural areas, there's fences around schools. I was driving around Highway 44 to Sioux Falls for my mom's appointments. I passed 2 schools that are co-opt. That has fence around their school. It's a safety barrier to me. I'm just speaking on that behalf, you know, I mean, it's a safety barrier. You know, that's what it is, you know, I mean, people have the pros and cons to it, but if somebody was coming with a gun, that's an obstacle for them, and it saves time for them to get through that fence. Or you can lock them gates. So that's just all I want to, I mean, I know the chief and I were talking about that deal because I know it's a topic of you guys, so. And that's our conclusion, you know. You can ask anybody probably who's in law enforcement, they'll probably say, yeah, that's good. Does it look good? Probably not. Is it a good image for society? Probably not. But does it keep the kids safe? It keeps the kids safe. So
That's what's important.
that's what's coming from us. So, you know, that was the discussion we had today about it, with this deal, so.
Thank
know,
you.
That's all I have, but however the school proceeds, I'm not gonna give any deal. I just wanna say that today it raised red flags, and we're doing our part to hopefully collaborate with our local law enforcement here to do something about this. So I don't, you know, I never dealt with a situation like this all the years. I've never dealt with a non-Indian who needs to go to speak to like a behavioral health person. I've dealt with enrolled members, but never. So this is kind of, like I said, this is kind of new in our playbook too, is who do we get involved to make something happen right now and to make it happen? Because we can't violate this lady's rights. We can't detain or arrest this lady. We have no jurisdiction over her. She's not committing a federal offense for us to exercise a special law enforcement commission. So, you know, we're stuck between a rock and a hard spot. So if the school can give a push to local law enforcement here, the Todd County Sheriff and the Mission City, please, I encourage you to, because we're trying to.
Thank you very much.
Any questions, anything, you know, that's kind of where we're at.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yes.
we are having a work meeting later on. We haven't scheduled that, but I mean, if you would like to be a part of that, I
What is my
think.
Yeah.
information? Can somebody email me?
Yeah, I
Does
will.
Debbie Jo have your
Yeah.
email?
Yeah, I got it, and then I'll text you too and remind you.
To come, that would be great to come, because that's going to be on our work night discussion is the fence, because we've gotten a lot of feedback on it.
Well, I know it's good and bad, but I guess before I leave, is the school gonna?
You,
What, Gina?
Ms. Chair, your phone is really staticky, so I didn't hear that last part, but I'll hang in there.
Can you hear us now?
Yep.
Okay. If there's,
I guess I was wondering, is the school going to at least write a letter to local law enforcement, like we did, I guess?
Well, you can talk to
It
them.
is
Also,
their
I think you
responsibility.
can consult Rodney to see what you can do for mental health or something.
yeah,
I
we're
would
going to
ask
consult
that.
our attorney, and then we will be addressing it with the other law enforcement officers.
I'm not asking if you guys to take action, I'm just saying, or at least patrol if she's around the area, scooter along or something. So, all right, thank you.
Thank you. Nothing further, then we'll move on to pay the bills. Recommend to approve the payment of bills. Is there a motion? Moved by Travis. Second. Second by Gina. Travis,
Yes.
Gina,
Yes.
Deb,
Yes.
Sandra,
Yes.
Melissa, yes, 5-0. Approved consultant contracts.
Move.
Moved by Travis,
Second.
second by Deb. I have a question. What was this for?
It's project-based learning that they do during their professional development days.
Before, or at the beginning of the school year, or?
Wait a minute.
There was mileage in there too.
No, 1017, 1016. It's right in the
Is that
document.
their
that you read.
project-based learning
I don't know what
that they did for professional, project-based learning type of training? Their in-service days, which would have been on the 17th, and they had extra.
How are we on getting enrollment picked up there? What is it? Does anybody know the enrollment there? Total enrollment?
The problem is attendance right now, I think is the problem. When I called over there today, there was only 5 students there.
What is their total enrollment?
I think it's in the 20s.
Okay.
I can look it up.
All those, or Travis,
Yes.
Gina,
Yes.
Deb,
Yes.
Sandra,
Yes.
Melissa, yes, 5-0, all in favor. Establish 2 fellow positions. Is there a motion? Moved by Travis.
Second.
Second by Sandra. Questions?
This is for both grants, correct?
Right.
So one fellow each?
One fellow each, but I just got an email from Mato saying that we could use one.
One to oversee
for
both.
But we
Or
could
get
hire
2 grants?
2. We have 2 grants, and they fund it.
How soon do we have to name these?
We already have one named, Sage is one, so we do have one, so we can go ahead and go.
So what is gonna be, what happens to his classroom?
Well, he'll still be able to use it. He's only teaching 3 periods out of the day and doing consulting with social studies. So they'll have a substitute while he's gone, if he's going to New Mexico.
But when is he gonna have the time to ensure that everything gets done?
We haven't even had a meeting for any of that. We don't know the details or anything. We had a meeting scheduled and they canceled it. We have a meeting next Thursday.
So that job's not gonna be advertised?
We need to advertise. As soon as we get the fellows, move him to the fellow, we can advertise for his position. But he's not hired officially because we don't have a position in our school district right now for a fellow. We
But
have to create it.
according to law, don't they both have to be advertised? And he would have to apply?
Yes, they do.
Right. We will open it as soon as you approve
So why are
the
we telling
positions.
people that they get the job and then not advertising?
He had to apply through the state to be accepted by them, and they accepted him as a fellow. But we have to officially.
But why are we
create
offering
the
jobs
position.
when it hasn't been advertised?
He hasn't been officially offered the position yet because it doesn't exist yet.
Okay.
He was named in the grant as a fellow. We had to
I think this needs to be
designate.
tabled, Melissa.
Well, we have to be able to hire that.
But we don't even know for sure what it all entails because you guys haven't had your meeting because they canceled the meeting.
They wanted us to create the positions so we have a quick turnaround. They have to go to New Mexico in January. And so we have to have the positions created so when we do advertise, we can fill them. That was the notification from the state. There's a very quick turnaround on it. It's just that we cannot move forward with it until we have official fellow positions, and they have to be employed by the school district. They can't be just, we send them. They have to be an employee, and we can't hire an employee without a position created within our school district. So we're kind of under the gun for that.
So do you have some emails like to this that you could forward to us and share so we're in the loop?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, we need more information on this, and I think we should sit down with Mato and be informed about it.
Well, we haven't been informed yet because he canceled the meeting we originally had, and it's scheduled for December 8th. So that's all. The only thing we said is they wanted us to go through the hiring process to get the positions created. I can bring up the email and read it to you right now.
Well, why don't, what's everybody's,
December 8th was canceled, correct?
We're having a meeting on December
We're going
8th. The one we were going to have before Thanksgiving was canceled. I even went to Pier and it was canceled.
what is everybody's schedule for December 8th look like? I don't got anything. Does anybody have anything? So you're gonna have that meeting probably
In the morning.
in the morning. So why don't we do our work session December 8th and you can put this on the December 8th
For the
agenda. Is everybody fine with that until we know more?
Yes. Yes.
So Travis and Sandra, are you okay with changing your motions and seconds
So
to
are we
table
gonna
to December
Do
8th?
a work session on December 8th?
Yeah,
In the morning,
no, in the afternoon, 'cause at
after their
5:30.
meeting?
We have a meeting scheduled in the morning by phone of the 8th.
I have a, can we do a 6 o'clock on the 8th meeting? Does 6 work for everybody? So the motion then will be to, by Travis and Sandra, to table this to December.
Oh,
I'll rescind mine.
Well, we'll just table it. I mean, that's what, how the motion will read, was to table it to December 8th. Travis,
Yes.
Gina,
yes.
Deb,
Yes.
Sandra,
Yes.
Melissa, yes, 5-0. Certified contract resignation. Is there a motion for Jane Mullins?
Yes. I'll move.
Moved by Deb, second.
Second.
Second by Sandra, got you first.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine. Travis,
Yes.
Gina,
Yes.
Deb,
Yes.
Sandra,
Yes.
Melissa, yes, 5-0. Motion approved. 8.3 is an executive session. That was a request by employee. Supplemental contracts, 8.4, is there a motion? Moved by Sandra,
Second.
Second.
second by Deb. Questions, all those in favor? Travis,
Yes.
Gina,
Yes.
Deb,
Yes.
Sandra,
Yes.
Melissa, yes, 5.0. 8.5 will go into executive session, that's support terminations. 8.6, support staff recommendations. Is there a motion?
Move.
Moved by Deb. Second by Sandra. Question. Travis,
Yes.
Gina,
Yes.
Deb,
Yes.
Sandra,
Yes.
Melissa, yes, 5-0, motion approved. Substitutes and volunteers, is there a motion?
Move.
Moved by Deb,
Second.
second by Sandra. Travis,
Yes.
Gina,
Yes.
Deb,
Yes.
Sandra,
Yes.
Melissa, yes, 5-0. Then we, meetings, we're gonna have, December 8th at 6 PM, we'll have that board work session. And then I need to let you know that on December 1st, at 12:30 in the afternoon, on Thursday, if you are available, the auditors will do their audit exit review. And any board members who haven't been a part of that, it's really interesting. It might, if you have the time to come over on Thursday at 12:30, I would recommend coming and listening to the audit exit review. And with that, then, we'll,
be here.
yeah, we'll first on the bill is info. we'll meet in exec first. So I need a motion to go into executive session for personnel.
I'll move.
Moved by Debbie Jo, second by Sandra. Travis. Gina. Deb.
Yes.
Sandra.
Yes.
Melissa, yes. We are going into executive session to meet with Uncle first, and then Callie, when we finish with him, then we'll meet with you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just forwarded you.
5:59.
Okay.
5:59.
5:59. I'm not keeping track of this.
Melissa? The city doesn't have to state what time did that happen.
I'm glad to hear that. Board members,
3:30.
anyone that wants to go to LNI, we need to know for that LNI education conference in Rapid. Okay, if you've told